Hey, USI community. So, like I already mentioned, today we have a very, very special guest, someone that I'm super excited to introduce to the series. Without further ado, I will hand it off to our guest, Randa Gatling.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Evan, for having me.
Oh, it's a
I'm
pleasure.
excited to be here. I am the associate head coach for the women's basketball team here at USI. I am in my 26th season, and I'm real excited to have some very good conversations this
Yeah.
morning.
What she has not given herself the credit of announcing is not only is she the associate head coach of a flourishing program, she was also a student athlete here at the University of Southern Indiana, was a combo guard for the women's basketball
Mhm.
team, Evansville native. So really, I couldn't think of anyone better to introduce to this series, especially our first guest from athletics. Every episode is also used to highlight a different place that you can eat on campus. So we have covered a couple already. Today we were at Starbucks. We were sitting just outside of the Rice Library, tucked away here in this comfy corner. Want to talk about what we ordered?
I ordered an old fashioned donut. Now, it's probably not the healthiest choice,
Mm.
but it's so good. And then I tried a new drink. It's the dragon fruit drink. I don't really know what it is,
Yeah.
but I like to try new things. Why not?
I don't. I definitely don't. I got stick from the kind lady behind the cash register at Starbucks. I
Uh-huh.
got stick from our director behind the camera
Yep.
for my order.
Hmm.
Probably after the episode, once we're a bit more comfortable, I'll probably get some stick from Randa as well.
Yes.
So
Let's try it.
okay.
Mm.
Now, having tried our food,
Hmm.
we're not going to give it a rating.
Hmm.
I think that Starbucks is Starbucks, but it tastes better on campus. We'll just leave it at that.
There we go.
Our guest today, Randa, has experienced the USI community, the USI experience as a student athlete,
Hmm.
as a assistant head coach, now as an associate head coach.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, as a student athlete,
Okay.
what has changed from your experience to what you see now providing these student athletes with an experience here?
Yeah. It's quite different. And as a Division II institution, being a student athlete at that time, it was more about life in the balance, a little more time off, I guess you
Yeah.
should say. There was some more breaks within your season. Now, as we've grown as a university, we've grown as a department, we've had so much success over the years. Um, it was time for us probably to step it up a notch,
Yeah.
and to challenge ourselves in different ways. There's a 4-year transitional period
Yeah.
when you go Division I, and we can't compete in the NCAA tournament. That we feel like that takes away from the student athlete, the student athlete experience. But that's kind of part of the process and the transition to Division I. The change has been, I'll give it like a thumbs up, right?
Sweet.
So yeah.
What excites you the most about the current direction of the university
Mhm.
and then of athletics as a whole?
University first. I think just the growth. We keep that small town feel, even though we keep growing. Every year that I've been here, and I've been here a long time, Evan, we've had construction,
Yeah.
we've had a new building here, a new innovative lab there. We've had growth on this campus every year that I've been here.
Yeah.
That growth in our community as a university and as an institution, that continues to excite me.
Amazing. Being an Evansville native, I know I did my own research on you.
Yeah.
As I guess a good host would.
Great job.
The women's team,
Uh-huh.
yourself, I guess
Yes.
athletics as a whole, you're very
Mhm.
invested in this community.
Yes.
Being local to Evansville, but also
Yeah.
giving back to a community that provides for you. Can you touch on that a little bit? Tell me about that.
Yeah. But one of the things that we want to do for our student athletes is make sure they have a well-rounded experience. And in doing so, that means giving back.
Yeah.
I truly believe that we're here to serve. We're put on this earth to serve. And if I can introduce an experience to our young ladies that's going to touch them in a way that makes them a better person,
Yeah.
then we're going to do so. So we've been all through the Evansville community. We've
Amazing.
there's no job too small. We've cleaned parking lots. We're tutoring kids. We're, passing out. We've been all over this
Yeah.
community and worked with a lot of different agencies.
Amazing.
And I think our girls enjoy it. I think they really do. One of our models is when we do go out in the community to make sure we leave it, just in a better place. So they take a lot of pride in that.
So,
Uh-huh.
and I was able to play
Yes.
for current head coach Rick Stein while he was an assistant.
Yes.
After a year or two
Mhm.
in the workforce, you realize that this is home,
Yes.
meant to be home. This
Yes.
is what she's called to do. And you were asked to come back and join his
Mhm.
staff when you became the head coach.
Yes.
What's been the difference in experience from playing for a coach, then
Yeah.
working with the coach, working alongside the coach, being an associate? How does that play out?
Uh-huh.
Share a little bit about your experience with that.
Yeah. Coach Stein, who's now the head coach, when he was the assistant, he was the coach that actually recruited me.
Wow.
So that helps as far as, developing that relationship and that trust between, player and coach and everything. And when I played for him, we always had that open and honest, brutally truthful conversation type relationship, right? So we've always had a high level of respect for each other. So when I graduated from USI and I was in the workforce, I didn't know if I wanted to be a coach or not, right? So obviously I'm very assertive. I'm a leadership type person. I'm, whatever.
Yeah.
If most people who come into contact with me, they kind of know that. They get that impression. So Coach Stein, I think, saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time, that would be beneficial for these young ladies, for our players, and for the program. So when he called and asked me to if I wanted to work for him, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, what? He was like, listen, come work for me, give it a year. If you don't like it, you don't want to coach, that's fine. You can leave. No hard feelings. I'm like, okay, So of course, I jump in, both feet, hands, all the things, because I love the game. I love the game of basketball, and apparently I really missed the competitive edge of that part of, of athletics. And 26 seasons later, I am still here working with Coach Stein. He's put up with me for a very long time.
Yeah. Coming off the back of a very successful year last year, what excites you the most about this current group of players? What can we expect to see? What is USI women's basketball's identity? Share a little bit about that.
Okay. Last year we had a really good season. Year 2 in the transition, and we just, oh my God, it was such an exciting time. We only lost one game in the conference. Oh my God. We did, and we hosted 2 rounds of the WNIT. It was really good for the community. It was really fun. So it was special. So to expect that again, obviously we're expecting to work hard towards that, but that was special. It's hard to do what we did again. We're going to work hard. We're going to do what we do our way, which is play some defense, and play a very exciting brand of basketball, so we're going to be fun to watch. We're going to attack every game like it's our last, because that's how we do. And we're going to just appreciate the journey.
As we conclude this interview, as we approach the end of this interview, I want to take a minute to thank you for jumping on with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
If I could describe Randa in not necessarily words, but in phrases, it would be a servant leader, someone who's humble, cares about where she's from and who she brings into the community. And like she said about her motto, she wants to leave it better than she found it. And in different roles, I think you can say you've done that. So
thank
been a blast.
you. Thank you.
We ask every guest 3 rapid fire questions.
Okay.
1 being from our prior guest.
Okay.
And then we will ask you a 4th question, but really that is posing a question for the next guest.
Okay.
Okay.
Fun.
Sweet. First question. Rapid fire.
Fast.
Favorite spot on campus? Too slow.
Oh! Screaming Eagle Arena.
Screaming Eagle Arena. Perfect. When you were a player, any superstitions, anything that you did before?
You look good, you play good.
Perfect. Believe that. And then last question, it was posed by our prior guest.
Okay.
What excites you the most about USI? What are you most proud of?
Oh, our community. Okay. We always make people feel welcome.
Perfect.
Love it.
Amazing answer.
Yes.
If you could leave one question for the next guest, what would it be? Not knowing who they are.
Ooh, not knowing who they are. Who's made the biggest impression on them here at USI?
Okay. Hopefully Evan from Eats with Evan.
Yeah.
Well, that's another episode of Eats with Evan. Thank you, Randa, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
We're going to finish this food and drink, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.